When you're talking about goals for most singers, just about everybody shares one main one: higher notes. Not only singing them, but having the kind of control and power that impresses others and doesn't blow your voice out in the process. Now, if you're having trouble hitting the high notes or you are blowing out your voice, the way you're thinking about them and practicing them could be getting in the way of your progress. Now, the main thing to recognize is that the problem isn't just that one high note that is strained or cracks on you. Many singers simply keep attempting to hit that note over and over, thinking that is practice. Telling yourself things like, "I just need more support and eventually I'll be able to muscle out that note someday." Well, you won't, at least not very well. That would be like going over to a heavy weight that you want to be able to lift and every day just trying to lift it. Adding more support ain't gonna get you there, because that's the goal, not what you practice. So, start out by recognizing that the problem isn't just that one note or even those few notes you want to be able to hit. That's just where it gets out of control. The excessive tension and imbalance of airflow, the things making the higher notes harder to hit, get to an unmanageable level. But the problem is incremental, and it starts on a much lower note. You just feel like, since it wasn't really that bad, it didn't crack, you can get away with a little extra tension, and you move on to a higher note. This is where you go wrong. That note is exactly where you need to focus. Now, going back to the weight analogy, if you can barely lift 100 pounds, you can't say that you can lift 100 pounds, certainly not regularly. 90 isn't going to feel effortless either, or maybe even 80 or 70. How far down would you need to go to have total control, enough to do a bunch of reps comfortably? It's the same with the voice. If you go down from that cracking note, you'll find that the problem slowly creeps in, starting typically 5 or 6 notes lower than that. And here, on these lower notes, is where your best time is spent. What will give you far more superior results is trying to identify the first note you notice any sign of struggle, even when it's barely there. If it's hard for you to be self-aware while singing, record yourself and listen back. See if you can spot the first note that sounds different. Not bad, just different. That's an increase in tension. Then you work to make that note feel as easy as the notes below it. This approach is a way more effective practice strategy. Tell yourself that you're going to master this note this week, and that you'll plan to move up one note higher every week. Now that gives you 7 days to master a single note, get it as effortless as possible. It also gives you the potential to add 4 notes in 30 days. Now, without knowing the things that you're doing to make the note easier, I can't say whether or not you'll hit that goal every week, but try that approach for a month and see how much closer you are to those high notes than you were practicing them before. And let me know how it goes.